Can you hit us with some puppet voices?
Some puppet voices. I mean, I guess I could do the puppet that I perform.
Can you do Donald Trump?
No. You fired. You fired. Is that good now?
Yes.
Is that good?
Yeah.
Yes. Nailed it. But the puppet's name is Otis. Yeah, he kind of sounds like this. Hey there, Marco, how you doing? Kurt, you got Kurt over here, and
no way.
He's there and there, and I'm over here, and that's where I'm at.
All right, Marco, your turn.
Let's hear the voice. Come on. Yeah, you got to give us a puppet voice.
Yeah.
Kermit the Frog here.
Oh, not bad.
Nailed it.
Hi ho, Kermit the Frog here.
There you go.
Yeah. Hey, I think I need to work on it a little bit, but it's not bad.
Not bad at all.
Solid.
Not
I've
too
actually been working on
shabby.
Fozzie, man. You want me to hit you with the Fozzie?
Yeah.
Kermit! Right? It says, right? Does that sound? Kermit! That's all I got down so far.
But I'm working on it. Waka waka.
Sham Show.
Welcome to the Sham Show.
Here with Ords.
They're like, what an asshole. He stopped the entire show to correct us on his fucking name.
And this is why we don't live stream.
Yeah, no, that's okay. That's okay. What's up, guys?
Hey, man.
Yo. What's going on, brother?
Not shit, man.
Buddy Ords.
Dude, I've been wanting to do the Sham Show for a while now, man. I've known, it's hard to believe I've known you, Mark. Well, both of you dudes for like 3-4 years now.
Yeah.
Right?
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
something like
Time
that.
fucking flies, dog.
Seriously. It really does.
I think I remember the first
matter.
time you came in to the shop. It was winter.
Yeah.
You brought a case of beer.
Did I? Oh, that was the first time I saw you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember the first time I came into your shop and I was like, huh. This place doesn't feel so douchey like all the other ones.
Yeah.
So
Little
I was
did
like,
you know, we're douchier.
Well, it was funny because I was actually sent to you guys by somebody who worked at another vape shop.
That was pretty common back in the day.
Yeah, what was that? Star Vapors out in
Vapor
Chesney?
Star.
Vapor, yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a little cringe store.
Yeah.
And
It was, dude. I mean, we went into that store one time because we were examining vape shop. It was before we opened in Chesney, and we were like, there are a few vape shops up there. Went to
doing
that
some like
store,
research and development.
another store, and we were just kind of like, wow. But in that one store in particular, she had the desk like with office papers like riddled all over it, right behind the display. It was so like.
Yeah,
It seemed very homey.
It was weird.
She was
dog.
nice.
It was,
Yeah,
it was
I mean, the
weird.
people that were
And
nice,
they had some
but
cool shit. Like
you could tell they really didn't know what they were doing.
Yeah.
Like they I think they wanted to capitalize on the popularity of it, and they were just like, how can we make a quick buck? Let's
Yep.
do the vape shop thing.
Yep. And a lot of people were successful at first doing that because you were able to get like a $10 mod from China and sell it for $90. But as time went on, it became
it was
harder
a
and
huge
harder.
money grab initially.
Oh yeah, I mean even like some of the shops making their juice like in house, I feel like that was kind of a cash grab as well because
Big shady area.
it
for a
never
lot
seemed to be consistent. And that was the other thing. That was the difference between like with your guys' shop was like I walked in and there's a room where people are wearing like
hazmat suits.
Yeah,
that solidified us.
like
on
the
top
people
for
who are
sure.
like dressed like that now in the stores. Like you guys dress like that regularly in your lab. So
Yeah.
and that's what drew me there.
I got to give Kurt credit for that because I will say when I was mixing, I was doing it, at first by like sight and smell. And I remember my uncle telling me one time that we should start measuring it. And I was like, no, it's like a restaurant, like where you just kind of throw the spices in. I was raised in the Italian restaurant.
Yeah.
And got to give Kurt a lot of credit for getting all the measurements down and getting us consistent.
So he's
it was
he's
really bad. At
the
first,
scientist.
I'm not gonna
man.
lie.
The mixologist.
The mixologist. That's
Yeah.
right. I like that.
Yeah, that's.
Well, I know there's like
definitely
it's got to be difficult
main
to
thing I
like
used
dial
to
all
do.
that in, dude. Like when you're coming up with the mixtures and like okay, and it's got to be
It's-
right every single time. I mean, as a person who brews beer, and we could talk about that in a little bit if you want, but consistency is the name of the game.
Yeah, 100%. And you know, there's always going to be margin for error.
Oh yeah.
But that's just how it is when you mix things together. Like, it's impossible to put exactly 3 milligrams of anything into anything, damn near. You know,
Right.
Like,
I mean, you
'cause
had the
numbers are
micron
infinite.
scales and shit.
right, exactly. But I mean, you know, the tolerances for vape stuff is, you know, if you're within like a few percent range on general flavors, it's gonna come out pretty fucking solid.
Right.
You know? But and I say that not really for production scale, but for like when you make out a batch or like design a juice, like you don't make a batch of it. Take a fucking bottle and then you're putting drop by drop by drop, and that's where that kind of comes into play more. So if you like put 0.25 versus 0.3, you know, you have a pretty, like, that's a huge percentage difference, but you're still gonna know how it's interacting with that bottle of juice.
Right.
So
So
it's a lot
initially
of
it's
just
trial and
trying.
error.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you gotta use fucking drippers for that shit. And then, you know, you can fine tune. It's fucking like art, dude. You never feel like it's really finished because there's other ways to play the
See, I
game.
could
It's
never-
like,
I don't have
think
that
of it
patience.
as like
I don't.
paints, you know, and
Yeah.
you're trying to make like a pigment,
Except you have
but
to
you've only
vape
got room for so much of what you
and you
want.
gotta
And that's
vape
after
in
you already
between
find through what you want.
every
Right.
tweak. You got to vape it, which doesn't sound like that big of a deal, but it's like doing 100 renditions of beer and having to drink it every.
Yeah.
Well, actually, that sounds.
I
pretty
mean,
fun.
I easily the way that I used to do it, I just used to I had this tablet that I got for fucking free back in RVC for whatever,
Yeah.
like doing a good speech or some dumb shit. And this is like a really cheap tablet, and I just used it for notes. But you know, I would just start calling it whatever I felt like naming it, and then V1, V2, V3, and it would be nothing for me to have
So
20
it would
versions of a
essentially,
flavor
yeah, I was gonna say, so essentially you'd have
that I
like
still think sucks.
essentially
you know?
the different stages as you built the flavor.
Yeah, tweaks and, you know, different versions, and then you can sit there and have them either side to side, or usually you can, after you kind of play with a certain flavor for a while, you can direct it into a certain way.
Well, let's talk about this a little bit because
I would love to.
I have
I'm really
Labyrinth,
glad you
yeah.
have that particular flavor here, because I've always thought that it would be extremely dope for us to do like a strawberry rhubarb Labyrinth branded beer at Big Mind produced by you guys.
Yeah,
And I know I brought it
yeah.
up before, and that's reaching, but it would be hella fucking dope.
Oh, I think. Well, I don't know if you ever had it, but I know that New Glarus in Wisconsin does a
strawberry rhubarb.
Yeah.
I love it, dude.
Pretty delicious.
I think
It's so hard to find,
fantastic.
though. It
Yes,
comes out and then it's
exactly.
gone.
Mhm.
I had one bottle. His brother had it when we were like over there eating dinner one time,
Yeah.
and we like split it, and it was like almost like a wine, but with
Yeah.
like a beer body to it.
It's a
I
sour,
think it's
basically.
fucking fantastic, and I think that the strawberry rhubarb pie aspect
I love
would
this
help
juice.
kind of bring out some of that maltiness, and there's a lot of directions because you guys have that killer malt going on, like with-
yeah.
with, like,
I mean, I don't
the-
really have much say in what goes on now, like there, if any, really. So, I just enjoy brewing beer. I don't care where I do it. That's pretty much what it comes down to.
That's
You
dope,
should get
dude.
into what you do real quick as far as the beer brewing.
Yeah. Just real quick though, I
Ords
love
is
this. I
like-
just want to say I love this juice.
Yeah.
My favorite is dark berry, but I'm a berry guy. I like those bright, those bright tones,
That was a complicated one.
accentuated with that dark fruit.
I'm
note.
so glad you like that one.
I love
was,
it, man.
I was like really trying to integrate some oddball flavors in there. There's some like black
love it.
currant going on, and that was one of, like, it was a flavor I got in, and I was like excited about it, and I was like, I gotta make this work in something. But if I call it black currant, everybody's gonna be like, well, where's
No,
the
no,
fuck?
no.
And they're like, yeah, like we don't know what that shit. I
Right.
don't even know what that is, but it's
Yeah.
a cool flavor.
Right. Yeah. No. I gotta be honest. I don't know what it is either. But no, I love the dark berry. It's a juice that, like, no matter how much you vape it, you get the flavor out of it, no matter what. You know, like even with Labyrinth, I feel like, you know, some of the baked crust taste in it kind of fades away after time from vaping it. You know.
Mhm.
So I always like to mix up. But yeah, brewing beer. It's cool, man. It's fun. It's a lot of work. You don't make any money doing it, so that's cool.
So you're brewing for it's a brewery, vegan restaurant in Roscoe, is it Chesney, Roscoe.
Yeah, it's in McChesney Park. Yeah,
McChesney.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people from around the area know, they know it.
Big minds.
Yeah, it's cool.
You've been doing it for a while.
Yeah, 6 years, something like that.
Yeah, just a little while.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
And he used to, or still does, plug us. I don't know. I should say that, but yeah.
What? Yeah.
Yeah, he used to plug us with like some low
Oh,
fills
yeah.
and
Oh yeah. No, yeah.
We've been
no, check it
plugged
out.
by the
Look.
Ords in many fashions.
Here's one of the best things about what I do is being able to give people free beer. That to me, like, I love it. I love it.
Yeah. I love it too.
I know you do. But no, it's just one of those things that like you get to see people enjoy the fruits of your labor,
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
And who doesn't like a free beer, man? I mean, like, have you ever said no to a free beer?
Not really.
Not even the one I put that roofie in. Remember that time?
Yeah, dude.
No.
He loved
Exactly.
that shit.
Then it worked. See? Nah, but I'll just say I probably shouldn't say those jokes here. No.
Yeah, I think Marco's getting offended over there.
Yeah.
Stop being offended.
I feel like he has trouble remembering his nights sometimes.
These guys.
I really do.
What are
He
you
seems
doing? What
like-
are you doing?
Marco
to him,
seems
Kurt?
like the common roofie victim.
I am. Usually just wake up sore.
But see, the messed up thing about it is he's the one that puts the roofie in his drink.
And forgets which drink it is.
Yeah.
Ah.
I had a rough day. I don't remember this shit.
he's like I just want to be taken advantage of. Bloop. But yeah, no, man, it's fun. I've been doing it for 6 years. Yeah, it's I just love giving people free beer. Yeah, that's just what it comes down to, man. Especially my friends. That's what it's all about. I mean, like, I love the whole like small business mentality. With like, it kind of takes you back to a better time where people would trade consumables or goods for other goods, which we've done that before, which I love that whole thing of like, oh, I'll help you, you help me out.
Bartering, yeah.
And it's a different kind of economy,
Yeah.
and then you have people over who taste that beer, right? And people are like, wow, this is really good beer. Where'd you get that beer?
Yeah.
Or I'm vaping the juice and people are like, man, that smells really good, man. Where'd you get that out?
And you get to keep the tax man out of it. No need to exchange money.
Yeah.
Just
Yes.
exchange goods.
Keep the tax man out of it. Anytime I have a chance to do that, I'm okay with it.
That's like the most American thing you can do, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Evade taxes.
Yeah, pay taxes and avoid taxes. Those are, it's a weird paradigm, but you're right. Yeah. The most American thing you can do is not pay your taxes while simultaneously paying your taxes.
Yeah. Staying out of
Right.
jail.
Staying out
You
of
got-
jail.
you got-
That's pretty American.
You got two tables,
Actually, no. I'd say going to jail is pretty American, considering we incarcerate more people per capita than any other country.
Yeah.
But whatever. That's that's cool. But but yeah, man.
So, what do you know about prison labor?
What do I know about prison labor? Just what people I know who went to prison tell me, man. Yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of. I mean, there's under the table labor. You know what I'm talking about. So.
Is that like where you give birth, like under a table?
Oh no.
Oh.
No, I'm talking about where Terry makes you his bitch or something.
Oh,
there's
Terry.
His bitch.
that kind of prison work. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
No, that's a weird question to ask. I've never been to prison. I mean, I've been to jail, but I've never been to prison. So.
Me neither. But with these like social issues that have been uprising,
Yeah.
I don't even know where I first like seen it, but I saw some article calling out corporations that utilize prison labor as a form of exploitation, and like the wages that you can earn in prison are significantly less. And then I looked into it a little bit more, and the same amendment that actually repealed slavery also protected the right to enslave workers that were duly
Exploit prisoners.
convicted of a criminal charge.
Okay.
through our
Well, let's
system.
be honest. I mean,
Which is crazy to like think about because it goes under the radar.
oh,
But
yeah.
and I mean the wages that you can pay to prison laborers are like China wages, dog.
yeah. I mean, it's you find that the exploitation of workers all over the world. I mean, hell, look at China. I mean, you hear the stories of people throwing themselves out of Apple facilities because they can't take the workload, or and they're getting paid pennies on the dollar. I mean, you hear these countries where people are getting paid literally pennies on the dollar to do work for 14 hours a day, and they sleep at the facility. So that's where they live. That's where they stay. I mean, they have no other life other than work. But yeah, I mean, of course that happens. I mean, it's no different than companies hiring illegal immigrants to work at their companies. It's and here's the thing, man. Like that's just part of the system. I mean, I don't think there is anything that anybody can do to really change it. It's just gonna happen. But with the prisons and stuff, yeah, I mean they've been exploiting that for a long time. I mean, and as somebody who's been to jail, I'll tell you this: at least in jail, everything is like 3 times more expensive. So, like a small bag of coffee in jail is going to cost you $7, and it's maybe enough to make 4 or 5 cups.
And they have guaranteed customers. What else are you going to do?
Oh yeah,
that's buying from them,
right? Yeah, you can't get it anywhere else. I mean, hell, a ramen noodle in jail costs $5 just for a ramen noodle.
Jesus,
just to give you an idea. I mean, you could go to the store now and get it for 35-50 cents a pack.
Yeah.
Sometimes 25 if if it's on sale that week.
Yeah.
But I mean, people. It
sounds like quite a business.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really have a good target market.
They really do. They really do. And well, that's the other thing too. Back to the comment of incarcerating more people per capita than the other country. It's like hospitals, man. Guaranteed customers, right? I mean, my issue is the whole like privatized prison system. Like, why do we have private prisons where people can make financial gain off of the the suffering of others? Now, you did a crime, you do the time. That's I'm not saying that we should free prisoners. I'm not saying that, man. You're found guilty. That's what it is. Now,
what the alternative to a private prison though is government run or state run, and generally that seems better. Yeah, I don't know that that's a whole lot better.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Imagine the squanderings, man. That's anytime I hear about the government, I think, oh my God, who approved that fucking budget for any of that stuff? Like that's just what I associate government jobs with in my mind.
We got to keep in mind though too. I think the biggest issue when it comes down, at least to me, and I mean I don't know if anybody in the audience will agree with me, but it comes down to voting. I mean, who are you voting for? And I don't think we need to get a huge political on who we should vote for, but the idea is to vote. Mm-hmm. A lot of people want to fight the system from standing outside of it. The best way to fight the system is to fight it from the inside.
Yeah.
That
brings up so like in Rockford there was some recent protests.
Oh yes.
Outside the Winnebago County Courthouse.
Yeah.
And I think 17 people got arrested, and one of them was our friend. And he grew up. We went to school with him. Grew up in Rockton, and was from a pretty affluent family. Dad's a lawyer, and he's one of the people that just wants to rebel against the system because it's corrupt. And he has this. I haven't spoken to him that recently, but I think he has this guilt that he has his white privilege he was born with.
White guilt.
Yeah, white guilt and class guilt. A more affluent family, and that's a good point. That instead of trying to fight from outside the system, fight it from the inside. Use your white privilege and influence to better the situation.
The system has definitely set up to be changed. It's just not timely.
Him fighting officers and getting arrested and pinned down, and I think I don't know if he got out, but being in jail does not exactly help. But if he used maybe his parents' influence or money to represent individuals who need it, or donate to the right organizations.
Yeah, my thing with this, like the whole, like I guess we'll start with the whole white guilt thing. Like,
oh boy,
yeah. No, here's my thing, man. I don't. I understand what people say when they say like privilege. Like, I get it. Like,
oh, absolutely.
I get it. Like, I understand that. Like,
we're privileged to be Americans.
I'll give you that too. I mean, me as a white guy, like, have I gotten out of situations because I was white? Yeah, probably. I mean, I'm not, denying that by any means, but in the same sense, it's a good point you bring that up, man. Yeah. So instead of, feeling that white guilt and standing, in the front lines with these people, take what you have and use that to further the cause. Like you said, man, and I know that like just donating money doesn't, racism isn't fixed by donating money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't donate racism away. And that's the other thing though too. You'll never get rid of racism. There's always going to be somebody out there who's racist.
It's discrimination.
Right. Yeah.
That's what it is.
It just
But
exists.
but that's human nature, man.
yeah. Yeah.
I mean, do you treat an extremely attractive person the same way you treat somebody who's really ugly,
I'd like to think
or
so,
that you
but
just
I mean,
don't find sightly at all? Like,
I think you can.
know what
I
I
think
mean?
you could find at least a time in your life where you looked at it like that for sure.
where
like,
you evaluated somebody for their appearance,
absolutely,
and
absolutely.
you made perhaps predetermined judgment accordingly.
Yeah, I mean, hell, even to this day, I mean, I continuously judge people. Like
Yeah, I
like
judge everybody.
Yeah, like there.
Why shouldn't I?
There was an instance yesterday. I was at the gas station, and I always try to hold the door for people at the gas station. It's just a courtesy, man. You're going in to get some stuff.
I'm the same way.
Look, I'm coming through. Why not? Whatever. Hold the door. Well, you always get that one guy who walks by, doesn't say thank you, or doesn't even acknowledge the fact that you did something for him. Okay, cool, whatever. Like, you shouldn't do things expecting to get things back. But you'd like to think that humanity is kind enough to say, "Hey, thanks, I appreciate that," or "Thank you," or
Small
"I got
gesture.
it." I mean, yeah, you don't even have to say
Yeah.
thank you. Just say, "Got it."
Mm-hmm.
Cool, awesome. Acknowledge the fact that I'm there.
Basic decency.
Yeah, and then I think to myself, like, oh, is it because he's Hispanic, or is it because he's black, or is it because he's white? No, it's just because he's an asshole. Because he he didn't acknowledge that somebody did something nice for him.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter
Oh,
the
yeah.
color of his skin. He's just an
Assholes
asshole.
come in all shades.
Right, yeah.
Shades.
But no, it was a really
Shade.
interesting point that you said
Sage.
about that, and that's a good way to do it. I think is educating. And we kind of talked a little bit earlier, about the whole black on black crime, especially in Chicago. With all that. Go into these inner cities. That's get into these neighborhoods. Educate people, show them that they have a voice, and that we can pull together and change things through that way. I mean, when you educate people, things happen. They vote right. They vote the right way. When you educate people,
They make more intelligent decisions.
absolutely. And I'm not saying that like people in impoverished places are stupid and aren't educated. That's not the case. But the cities aren't giving these neighborhoods the ability to do that. They're not giving them the funding they need. They're not allowing them to have that ability to build these programs and stuff like that. So we need to get the right people in office to make those changes.
To delegate funds to where
Right.
they need to go to be more dynamic in terms of what they can do.
Right. You got somebody in your neighborhood who's preaching about getting, money to the neighborhood to change this so we can start local, so impoverished people can start local businesses and bring money to the economy, jobs to their local economy. I mean, one shot makes a huge difference in your neighborhood. You know what I mean?
If you feel that you have white privilege, use it to help.
Yeah.
Use it to help the situation.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. If you have guilt because of it, turn your guilt into something positive by educating and teaching people, and showing them that, it's interesting to see, because I feel like a lot of times, they're taking credit away, from impoverished neighborhoods or people of, color. They're taking the achievements that they've done and taking them away from them. And let's not do that. Let's build upon those. Let's show these communities that like there are great people. They've done many great things throughout history, art. We could sit here and come up with a list of all these great things that they've done. So don't let people say that you're not good enough to get your own, because you are, no matter what. I mean,
No matter what.
I grew up poor. You know what I mean? Like I scratched and clawed. I had nothing. My toys were sticks in the yard. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what we did. We ate buttered noodles, man. So I don't feel like I'm coming from a place of privilege for sure. I mean, I understand what people mean by that. Like, yeah, because I'm white, people look at me a little bit differently. They just would look at me a little differently, compared to other people. But we all had our struggles throughout life, man. You know what I'm saying? And I just want people to succeed, man. I want people to love each other and get along. And right now there's no middle ground anymore with anybody. It's either you're with us or you're against us.
People have so much greater potential in groups and through unification than they do individually. But that doesn't mean that change doesn't start at the individual level.
Right. Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. And it just, I'm a guy, it's a funny term I like to throw around, because growing up, I was mostly like Democrat. I would consider myself a Democrat. As I grew up and kind of learned some things about how the government works, how society works, I'm like, you know what? I think I'm what I would call a Republicrat. I kind of fall somewhere in the middle. You know what I mean? Like, I like what some of the Republicans are saying, and I like what some of the Democrats are saying. But then we have this whole new era of politics, liberals, the far leftists, the far. I mean, I guess maybe far left Democrats. Maybe that's what they'd call them. I mean, I don't know.
They give Dems a pretty bad name, I feel.
I think so, because I feel like they kind of lump themselves in with that. Like, I feel like people never really took the Liberal Party seriously. And the only way that people were going to take the Liberal Party seriously is if they kind of lump themselves in with the Democrats. Mm-hmm. And I just want to say I don't know anything about politics. This is just my own observations.
Most of my friends, I'd say, are fiscally conservative, socially liberal. You know, when it comes to finances, they tend to agree with Republicans, and when it comes to social issues, they tend to agree with Democrats.
Yeah.
But what happens? I actually Googled it not too long ago. When you Google it, there's all kinds of articles saying that you can't be that. Literally, like mainstream news articles saying, fiscally conservative, socially liberal, that's a myth. You can't be both.
Again,
you
pushing
can.
that narrative of you're either with me or you're against
me.
me.
You can be both. Most of my friends are. Like, why can't? Like, that's how I think.
I mean, that's what I would consider, like, again, the perfect term, Republicrat.
Yeah.
It is, I fall somewhere in the middle. Like you said, I'm into some social issues, like I feel like, as a, like, we'll use Bernie Sanders as an example. One of his things as a social democrat, socialized medicine. I believe that as a human being, another human being should have the ability to healthcare. Does that mean I got to pay more in taxes? Okay, sure. If I know I'm going to get the same amount of care that the heroin addict over here is going to get, then we're good. Whatever. Oh, he's not working? Okay, that's what it is. But I know that I'm good. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, you're going to do what you got to do with that guy. That's fine. Use half my money to take care of him. But the other half, take care of me too. Mm-hmm. It's just that kind of bringing it together thing. But I wouldn't consider myself a socialistic Democrat. I wouldn't consider myself that, because I do believe, the government has a business aspect to it, and it needs financially should run, I don't know, maybe like a business. I don't know. But we have to take care of ourselves too, and yeah, it's so deep, man.
It's hard not to be political these days, especially, anyone who had previously told me I stay out of politics because, it doesn't affect me. It's always affected you, but especially
now it's really going to
very
affect
relevant.
You.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. And
it's important, it affects the whole economy, man. Like that's huge, just everything.
Right. And again, to circle back, there's no, like, no, people don't know how to have a discussion anymore. Nobody knows how to meet in the middle or have a conversation or agree to disagree. And that's, I think, what the most frustrating part about it to me is that, like, I can sit down and we can have a conversation. I'm okay with that, but people aren't. They don't want to hear it. You see a lot of these liberals who are basically doing the same thing that they're claiming other people are doing. Mm-hmm. And these liberals used to be the people that would fight against, at least I would assume, fight against that whole socialist aspect, that whole, people who are trying to fight against free speech. Mm-hmm. Now you're telling me that I'm, this, that, or the other because I don't agree with this organization or I don't agree with that organization.
They've become so tolerant, they're intolerant. They're tolerant as long as you agree with them.
Right. And the second that you disagree with them, then you become, this, that, or the other.
Mm-hmm. You get the labels.
Right. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. And that's the thing, man. Like,
the old liberal label maker.
I'm just a guy with an opinion, man. Like, like I never asked for the labels. I never asked for any of that. I like some of the one side. I like some of the other side. I mean, hell, variety is the spice of life. Am I right? I mean,
I believe so.
As a person who wants to use their brain and make educated decisions, why would I have a narrow-minded viewpoint on something? I should have an open mind going into it. And even growing up, like, that was something that, like, I always, like, I learned that I wanted to have was an open mind with people. And I don't always have one. But work in progress. As you get older, you realize some shit. You invest some time and energy into a job. You get a few things. Now you got some capital. And the shit you don't want to lose, man. You want to keep working hard for it. And
Yep.
Yeah.
Censorship's not the answer.
No, absolutely not, man. This whole and I know we've said this term a lot. Cancel culture, man. It's crazy. I don't know if you guys have just heard recently. Gina Carano. She played what's her name in the Marvel the Deadpool movies. The big wrestler woman. Have you guys seen the Deadpool movies at all?
Yeah, I did. I don't remember the characters' names.
She's the one where he's like, "Oh, you did the superhero landing." That's
Okay.
her. Well, she was also in the show The Mandalorian, Star Wars, which we'll get into the pop culture stuff here a little bit. We'll get nice little lubricated segue. Yeah. So basically, she had posted a picture. I don't know. Maybe you might be able to bring this up. I don't know if you could. Were we able to bring that up? No. Okay. Well, she posted this picture, and it was like the picture was a picture full of Nazis doing the Hitler thing, or maybe I shouldn't say the World War II guy. Maybe edit that out. I don't know. YouTube's weird. But anyway, the World War II guy, they were doing their symbol to him, and then there's one guy in the crowd who's got his hands crossed like this, and I don't even know how they drew this conclusion, but they posted this, and basically, it's be more like this guy, go against the grain. They started calling her an ist, a phobe, a racist. They called her a bootlicker.
You
all
can't
of this.
agree with World War II guy about anything.
Well, that's the thing. She didn't agree with him. She was like, be more like the guy who's got his hands crossed and not doing the Hail World War II guy.
Yeah.
Be that guy.
Too close. Too close.
Well, yeah.
Some people will get the wrong message.
Well, I mean, I don't even know how they derive that you're a bootlicker to like, hey, go against the grain or
from someone like refusing to be a Nazi.
Right.
Yeah.
But now all of a sudden she's a racist.
Well, then you're intolerant to the regime.
I mean, it's just like these people spend all day looking for something to be pissed off about.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a lot of hatred, anger.
It's just it blows my mind. Anytime somebody slips up. I mean, hell, they're going back 8-10 years ago to tweets from celebrities from 10 years ago and saying, "Oh, look at this person 10 years ago." Oh, never mind. People grow, change, and learn. No, this was 10 years ago. They still feel that way about it.
Yeah, even comedians, where it's like that was clearly.
Oh,
I
feel bad for anybody who's out there trying to be a real fucking comedian right now, because there's no room for it.
Damn near.
There's no room for it anymore, which is terrible. Because you remember, like in the early 2000s and shit, like when we were growing up, Dane Cook, Dave Chappelle, which like I gotta give it to him, man. He's still holding his own and doing his thing, and I'll always
that dude is
support
way
that.
fucked.
There's a few that are just still saying whatever and don't give a fuck.
Right. And people have lost the ability to understand satire. That's another thing about it too. It's the second they find something that you don't like about them, they'll cancel you, dude. You're done. You're done. But it all stems from social media, Twitter, and it just sucks that Twitter is kind of a necessary thing if you're going to have a platform like, the Sham Show, shout out, or,
Ords Bored.
Or Ords Bored, my channel, which we'll talk about. Here's the thing. Something I found with these platforms, if you want to make it, you have to be open and honest about yourself and who you are. People know fake. People know when you're being fake. They know when it's bullshit. And, people have no qualms or quarrels passing your ass up because it ain't nothing to them. You know what I mean? So you always just do you, man, and you got to have fun doing it. And the stuff that stems from the social media, that's where it comes from. Is these people for the first time in their life, have the ability to be heard. So they're just shouting to the rooftops.
They're being heard.
They're just they're just screaming into the void, hoping somebody will listen.
Yeah.
You look at like. We'll use Trader Joe's as an example. I don't know if you heard about what was going on with Trader Joe's, but how they were like, we want Trader Joe's to get rid of their packaging because, like, for the tacos, it would be Jose or Trader Jose's or or whatever. Or it would be Ming's, what their Asian food, And basically, their customer base came out and said, "No, we like the packaging. We're okay with it." And hell, even people of these, these ethnicities I got that right.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Ethnicities.
Score one for Ords. So these people came out and said, no, we don't mind the packaging at all. And Trader Joe's came out and said, no, we're done. Just like Gina Carano, who came out and said, no, thank you for everybody who's supporting me. You all are cowards who are sitting here calling me this, that, and the other. And I feel like we're finally getting to a tipping point now. I mean, because this shit all popped off with like the 2016 Ghostbusters female movie. Now, I bring that up and you're like, well, that's a weird thing to bring up. But that was really the tipping point of this whole SJW, social justice warrior, cancel culture, existence. That's where it all started. It was we need to rewrite this entire movie because it doesn't represent women enough, or it doesn't represent black people enough, or it doesn't represent Indian people enough.
What happened with the Ghostbusters movie?
Well, it did terrible in the theaters. I mean, pretty much nowadays, if you sell something as woke or, as like we use the Charlie's Angels movie as an example, that did absolutely terrible in the theaters because the way they sold that movie. Nobody is interested in watching or listening to this woke rhetoric, this narrative that Hollywood is trying to push, these agendas, these mentalities that they want you to think and bend to. Nobody wants to see this stuff, and that's why it does terrible. Because, and here's the thing, these people who are out there canceling, celebrities and canceling this person and that person, those aren't the people who are going to support you when the time comes. They're just going to shout in the void until you're canceled, and then they're going to move on to the next victim.
True.
They're not going to be the ones sitting there supporting you.
Yeah, they're pointing out problems, not offering solutions, and that's just what they're
just there to naysay.
What they live for, I guess.
Right? Yeah, and I mean, you got guys like me who are in the pop culture business, and who love this stuff. Star Wars. I mean, you look at the Disney Star Wars, the prequel stuff, and it's just got all kind of virtual signaling in it, and it's not true to the original source material. It doesn't have enough of this in it, so we got to have a check mark. Like Disney has even been proven that they have a checklist for, does this movie hit this? Does this movie hit this? Does this
artificial fairness?
Right, and nobody wants to see that. We want good stories. We want good characters.
Life's fucking unfair, man. I don't even see why you would want to sell artificial fairness.
Yeah,
it doesn't fucking make any goddamn sense.
No, it takes the art out of art, is what it comes down to. Who's gonna be offended? Who's next that's gonna be offended? To my point, we're the people that are gonna support these, Star Wars. The people who have been supporting it its entire existence. My entire life, I supported Star Wars by buying the toys, playing the games, all of that stuff. And the people that are sitting there screaming into the void won't be there when the dust settles.
Mm-hmm.
And because you push the real fans away, we won't be there either.
Mm-hmm.
And you will fail because of it.
Yeah, hopefully there's some kind of sense of karma and justice with it all, and all the businesses that are pandering, hopefully it kind of comes around to bite them.
Yeah, and that's the other thing, these businesses that pander, you look at the NFL right now. I mean, look at their views. I mean, ever since they came out with the whole we're woke thing recently, with everything that's going on, their viewership has just tanked. It just tanked because we're not interested in these properties getting into politics. We go to these things to escape politics, to escape real world.
Right.
That's why we go to them. And then when you interject these politics and these these narratives you want to push, then it doesn't become fun anymore. We want no interest in it. So you're gonna have the people screaming who won't be there. You're gonna have the real fans who won't be there because you pushed them all away. You alienated your audience.
Mm-hmm.
And I think now we're starting to see this tipping point where these celebrities are beginning to stand up against this cancel culture business, man. And something's got to change, man. In this volatile society, in the way things are, it's the culture war, man. It's what it is, I've got some really good friends. Shout out to the Fandom Menace. Some really good friends in the Fandom Menace who are fighting hard to make sure that free speech is available for everybody. You have a story you want to tell. You have a a property you want to create, a business you want to do, man, that's you. Do it. You know, you should not be silenced for this. And you know, we fight hard for this stuff, man. And that's why we, you know, have these YouTube channels, and that's why we do this stuff is because we want, and really that's what YouTube is all about, or at least it used to be, was free-formed opinion. You know, I could go to YouTube and get an honest opinion about a video game or about a movie, you know, and it would be honest. It would be somebody's one own opinion. You know how it is with the media nowadays. They're going to tell you what they want. They're going to sell you the fear. They're going to sell you all of this stuff. And
so, is there a solution to YouTube censoring? You know, any platform basically now is censoring. Is there like a more free speech version of YouTube? Is that just podcasts?
Well, okay, so with YouTube, it's weird because like some people will really push it to the line, and YouTube's okay with it, but then some people, especially if you're a bigger YouTuber, they'll watch you really closely. From what I understand, I don't know the total ins and outs of the whole YouTube thing. I mean, like I've been on YouTube for a few years, I kind of understand how it works, but being not monetized, I don't see it as much on my channel, but
I think the best way to do it is strip down and put the acceptable content on YouTube and then link it to alternative platform, so that YouTube is pretty much just like an advertising platform for, like, think about if you have a strip club and you want to advertise that strip club. Well, you can talk about your strip club stuff in your strip club platform, whatever that might be, something that doesn't censor.
that's what they got Pornhub for, bro.
Yeah. Come on, it's the fucking internet.
Oh, but
dog.
you should totally start up a Pornhub account.
But
you
then
can throw your videos up there.
You
I'm just
can
saying.
advertise acceptable content in different platforms.
Yeah, I mean, so like with YouTube, they're really.
But I mean, they could be douches about that too.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I mean, even with like Twitch, like we use Twitch, the game streaming platform. I mean, it's what it comes down to is the people who are watching you. What do they decide? You know, that's a totally different conversation we could have with like Twitch thoughts and simps, and I mean I should come back for that conversation.
Did you say Twitch thoughts and simps?
Yes, Twitch thoughts and simps. You know what they are, right?
I think so.
Okay, so
You might be more
I know
hip
what a
than I
thought
am.
is.
Okay,
Yeah.
Well,
I know.
Picture
I know a few
that,
thoughts.
but somebody who's on Twitch who just sits in front of a camera and collects money because
Like a lot of
They're hot.
cleavage.
they're hot and they're this, that, and the other. Yeah. It's a thing, man. And then the simps are the guys who follow them, who think donating their money every Twitch stream is gonna get them
laid.
get them laid or get them into a relationship.
Virtually laid.
I mean, dude, it's disgusting, Marco. It's fucking disgusting how much money some of these guys give these women, man. I mean, you know what? Look, hey, it's your money, to each your own. Do what you got to do. But also know you're going to open yourself up to criticism if you do this stuff.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
for
saying?
sure.
Oh yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, but I love my money too much, to be just...
What's the end goal? Like, they just want to get some nudes. They think that
Yeah,
she'll fly out and fuck them. Like, what?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the end game is. That's the thing, man. And maybe that's good. Maybe that means I'm not a simp. I don't know. I just,
They just want to be talked to. Maybe they just want the.
It's weird, man. Like, you can do video game dates now with Twitch streamers. So basically, you pay them X amount of money, whatever that may be, and you get to go on a date virtually with them in a video game. So you get to play video games with them, talk with them. For however long that may be, I don't know, $9.99.99 an hour, maybe. I'm just saying.
Sounds pretty intimate.
Yeah, it's. I don't get it, dude. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. So, but yeah, it's just there's this weird space with YouTube, and there really isn't. That's the thing that sucks. There really isn't other. I guess there is some other platforms that you could really voice your opinion on. Where you can upload your content. I think BitChute's one of them. That might be like a donation site where you can throw videos up on. People donate, they get content. I did just recently join this new platform that I really love. It's a free thought platform called Parler. Very similar to Twitter.
I've heard about that.
But it's really pretty. It's seamless. It looks good when you load your videos up on your timeline. They're crisp. I like it so far.
It's
just
more uncensored.
Correct. Yeah, free
Platform,
form. You're basically talking about whatever you want, say whatever you want, and nobody's really gonna, I'm sure you get some kind of harassment, but I mean, it's nothing like Twitter. The idea is to steer away from the toxicity that is Twitter or that exists on Twitter, Parler. But it just sucks because there's not a lot of people on it yet, So
Yeah.
It unfortunately Twitter is the mainstay right now, at least for most.
Twitter's getting a lot of heat, man.
Oh
with
yeah,
all this.
Yeah, Twitter's that's the thing. Like I said, I think we're beginning to see that tipping point now, where people are waking up to what the hell's been going on. And with the continued protests, I think people are getting tired of it. Now I understand. I'm all for protests, man. Protest your ass off if that's what you do. But keep it civil. And make some noise. That's fine. Be loud. Make some noise. You get people's attention. But I think people are just getting they're getting to the point now where I think they're starting to see that, not everybody is racist like they think they are, and not everybody's out to get everybody, man. Some people just want to go about their business and live their lives,
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
So what you're saying is abolish the police.
No.
Yes.
No. No. Look.
Defund the police.
No. I'm not saying that. No, man.
No.
I think that we need to educate police officers. I think that we need to have mental health checks on officers. I mean, you're carrying a gun. Like, if I go to purchase a gun, they're going to look at my mental health, right? Typically.
Yeah.
I mean, at least these are some of the rules that people are trying to put in place.
Yeah, they should.
We have mental health checks. I think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
So if they're trying to implement that, why wouldn't a police officer have to have that same mental check? I
Definitely.
mean, you don't know what these guys deal with. I mean, you see these images of police being violent with people, pushing them down. I mean, how would you feel if you had people screaming in your face and you were just trying to do your job? Now, I'm not trying to give excuses for them because we all know what happened was awful with the whole George Floyd thing. It was terrible. That should have never happened. Those guys were way out of line. The guy was detained, and they still had him down there. It was awful.
Everybody agrees.
Everybody agrees that that's terrible. And if you don't, then maybe you might be a racist. I don't know. But we need to educate the police officers, but we also need to hold them accountable. Put that same fear that the police try to put in the citizens.
Mm-hmm.
Put that fear in the police.
Mm-hmm.
If you do this, you will possibly face jail time. Prison, you're going to be put in the place with the people that you put away.
There's some sort of weird loophole where there's not a national police database, so
right.
they could, let's say, fuck people up in Winnebago County or Rockford, and then move
somewhere else.
Yeah, across the country and work for another precinct.
Right. And that's the kind of stuff that I think that needs to be changed. Hold police accountable by all means. But you know what, man? I've known some pretty damn good police officers in my day. I remember, the police officers in my high school were some of the coolest guys. We would sit and talk with them. They'd look out for us. They didn't harass us when we were causing trouble in the cafeteria. They did their job, and hell, to this day, I'm still friends with some of them,
Yeah.
I had a buddy of mine, used to come over to the house all the time. We'd party. He'd sit around for days and play my Xbox because he didn't have one. But it was cool, man. We were cool. He became a police officer. And as far as I know, he's still a good guy, There are genuinely good people out there who are police officers that want to do a good job and take care of the people in their neighborhoods and their communities. Are there asshole cops? Hell yeah. There is poison in every well, my friend, no matter what. Again, you'll never get rid of racism. You'll never get rid of assholes. That's just something that exists, man.
Mm-hmm.
So you gotta don't shed a light on it. That's what these people want. They want a light shed on it. They want the attention, and don't give them the attention. Go about your business, ignore it, and move on, man. At least that's how I feel about it.
Ords Bored.
Oh, okay. Speaking of YouTube, we're moving to that. Culture war, guys, wake up! It's happening. Ords Bored. Yeah, that's my YouTube channel. What do you want to know, man?
What do you do on there? Who are you working with? What's the plans? Future plans.
Do you want me to kind of start from the beginning?
Yeah.
Kurt, you start from the beginning?
Right from the tippy top.
The tippity top. Okay. All right. Well, so my YouTube channel was born out of a want to make content. I had still kind of have a podcast that hasn't been recorded in 2 years, but I guess I love the name so much that I still say it's around. But shout out to Hardrick Gully, Pages Beyond Paper. We started a podcast. And it was just one of those things. Schedule wasn't quite working out, all the time. It was difficult to get together, and out of frustration through that, I just said, you know what? I'm gonna start my own channel. I'm gonna talk about my own shit. And this is back in 2018, which maybe some of your viewers know. little company called Blizzard. Blizzard Entertainment is a company that I've always purchased shit through when I was a kid. It's a video game making company. They make games like World of Warcraft, Diablo, shit like that. Well, a lot of controversy around a specific mobile game that was basically their big announcement at their thing, and people were not happy about it, and neither was I, because I'm a huge fan of this franchise. Well, through that, my frustration, I was like, you know what, I'm going to get on the internet, I'm going to talk about this. So just the frustration of wanting to create content but not being able to, because I really hate making content by myself. Like, I love doing live streams, I love doing stuff like this, because I feel like I shine a little bit better. But I was out of those two frustrations that I created my first video, which I was talking about this mobile game and how upset I was about it and how upset other people were about it. And it just, from there, it just kind of snowballed. I started putting out content, got involved with, the Fandom Menace. Again, shout out to the Fandom Menace. You guys know who you are. Got involved with these guys, and then I'm gonna be doing shout outs all night. I hope that's cool.
Shout them out.
Shout them out for sure.
Big shout out to Drunk 3PO on the Drunk 3PO channel. Jay, he put out a call. I think he was at like 5,000, 6,000 subscribers at that time. Put out a call to anybody under 1,000 subscribers. It says, make a video, make a Star Wars video, and I'll put it on my channel, premiere it on my channel. Well, shit, that'll get my channel in front of some eyes. Hell yeah, I'll do that, So I did it, and he premiered it, and got a good response. I mean, I went from like 54 subs that day to like 140 something, just in a matter of 15 minutes, which was nice. So that really I really owe him everything, man. He really kicked the channel off for me, and we're still working towards it. We're still, it's nothing big, man. It's just me pushing hard. I have a goal in mind, and I want to achieve that goal, and I'm gonna keep pushing to make content for it. But Drunk 3PO basically asked me to be a part of his team because he does a lot of charity work, travels a lot for charity. He's actually currently building housing, a school for kids, in a impoverished place overseas, and he's just a really good guy, and I love being a part of what he's doing. And he needed somebody to help look after the channel while he was gone doing his thing. And then, the whole beer bug hit and it kind of screwed things up. But, I still close with him. I'm still on his channel. Good guy. Yeah, and then ever since then, man, I've just been pushing really hard. The channel's evolved. I cover anything from like pop culture, video game, reviews, movie reviews. I talk a little bit about the drama. I did a little bit on the Amber Heard, Johnny Depp situation. I don't know if you have anything going on with that. Mm-hmm. Do you know a little bit about that?
A little bit, yeah.
So, yeah, I've been paying attention to that. I do video game streams. Every Sunday I do streams where I play video games on YouTube. And it's fun, man. I guess I got my hands in a lot of other stuff, too. I perform a puppet on a YouTube channel, which is cool. I'm working for a board game making company, which is really fun. Doing their social media management and stuff, which is really cool.
Can you hit us with some puppet voices?
Some puppet voices. I guess I could do the puppet that I perform.
Can you do Donald Trump?
No. You fired. You fired. Is that good now?
Yes.
Is that good?
Yeah.
Yes. Nailed it. But the puppet's name is Otis. Yeah, he kind of sounds like this. Hey there, Marco, how you doing? Kurt, you got Kurt over here, and
no way.
He's there, and I'm over here, and that's where I'm at.
All right, Marco, your turn.
Let's hear the voice. Come on. Yeah, you got to give us a puppet voice.
Yeah.
Kermit the Frog here.
Oh, not bad.
Nailed it.
Hi ho, Kermit the Frog here.
There you go.
Yeah. Hey, I think I need to work on it a little bit, but it's not bad.
Not bad at all.
Solid.
Not
I've
too
actually been working
shabby.
on Fozzie, man. You want me to hit you with the Fozzie?
Yeah.
Kermit! Right? It says, right? Does that sound? Kermit! That's all I got down so far.
But I'm working on it. Waka waka.
It's weird because you try to find these voices, and that's another thing. I love doing voiceover stuff. I love doing voices. I love coming up with stuff. It's fun. So I'm hoping to get back into that. But yeah, YouTube, man, I've been doing it for 2 years now. I think last I checked, I'm at 572 subscribers. Just a little over halfway towards monetization, which, let's be honest, I mean, it's YouTube. We all want to make money on YouTube, and that's eventually my goal is to reach monetization. If I don't go anywhere after that, hey, it is what it is, man. I can.
What did they send you at 1,000 subscribers?
Yeah, so nothing. So basically, 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 watch hours, and you are eligible for monetization. It's not until 100,000 subscribers then you get like your silver play button. And then I think 1 million they send you a gold play button. So yeah.
How much is it at 1,000 subscribers? Like a couple bucks a month?
So you're talking about the revenue from it. So you'll have ad revenue. You're pretty much gonna make pennies on the dollar unless you're like 100,000 plus. For YouTube, I mean, you're just not getting enough eyes on your channel to click the ads and stuff like that. So you're making pennies on the dollar. I mean, for every 1,000 views, you might make $1, maybe 2.
You get to choose your ads?
No. I think you get to choose the general idea of your ads, but I don't think you actually get to choose what the ad is specifically going to be. I could be wrong on that. Like I said, I'm not monetized, so I don't quite know about that. But you basically you make most of your money through super chats. You do live streams. People tip you. They send you super chats, and if they like what you're doing, they love you. They send you money. That sort of thing.
The best way to do that is get titties on your channel.
Yeah, I don't think YouTube's gonna like that. The algorithm will pretty much spit you right out on that one, there, buddy.
Well, like the
Cloth
streamer thoughts.
titties.
You know what I mean?
Oh, that's Twitch, man. You got to go do that on Twitch. Yeah, YouTube don't. That's not really a YouTube thing.
So tits are cool on Twitch?
Yeah, you can do wait, what? Oh, no,
not exposed.
No, but if you're a hot girl, no, listen, if you're a hot chick, there's a good chance that you ain't gonna get in trouble. I mean, there's I want to say it was at Amaranth. There's a couple of Twitch. What the hell, Twitch thoughts? We'll call them that because that's what they are. Twitch thoughts who
That is such
who have had like slips, and it's very difficult for them to get banned because some of these simps are mixed in to the Twitch employees, basically, and these guys get to make that decision.
They're like, nah, I'm not done.
One of them had to like beg these guys, "Will you please ban me? I need a break. Please ban me." I mean, we're talking millionaires from just sitting in front of a camera and pretending to play video games. Yeah. I mean, a lot of them are only commenting on other YouTube, like Twitch people are commenting on YouTubers' work. So it's just them reacting to other people's work.
Jeez.
Must be nice.
Yeah.
Must be nice.
Goals.
Yeah, goals. Yeah. And that's fine. That's cool. Do you, hey, get your hustle on. You're not going to see me hate on a hustle because I got my hustle going. So,
yeah, it takes some serious skill to pull that off, or some
hard work,
natural talent, if you know what I mean.
Natural talent. Well, that's the funny thing is that a lot of these girls will sell themselves as single, right? And they're not.
No girl is single anymore, dog.
So when these guys find out that they're not single, it's like they lose their fucking mind, They're just like, no, no.
Who was the chick with the bathwater?
Oh yeah, that was that Amaranth? I think that was
it's
what's her name? Gamer Girl Bathwater.
I know
yeah.
I know who you're talking about. B something maybe.
Oh no, it wasn't Amaranth. It was I get them all confused, man. I don't know. There's
Lady Antebellum?
No.
Michelle Obama.
Definitely not Michelle Obama.
Lizzo.
I think I seen her on Twitch once, but she wasn't doing that.
Don't you wish she was though?
I don't know. Michelle Obama? I mean,
I don't care if she has a dick.
The clout, dude.
She has it's probably the nicest one you'll ever see.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm being honest.
It's got to be pristine.
It's pristine and clean, my friend.
Only the finest for Barack himself.
Yeah, there was the bathwater, which I think she actually got in trouble for that.
Damn it.
There's
dude.
a biological issue there with people's bodies and water and sending the water off, and
especially with COVID now, you don't want no COVID.
You don't want no COVID gamer girl bathwater. You don't want that. Man.
Yeah.
Gamer girl bathwater, COVID edition. Like, you know what I mean? No, thank you. It's interesting. It's interesting, this movie. I cannot remember the name of the movie, but there was this movie where society had evolved into basically people wanting to get the diseases of celebrities. So celebrities would sell their blood to these people, and they'd be like the exchange person, and then they would then sell that disease to people who wanted the literal same strain as this celebrity.
It's like Idiocracy, but worse.
But
That's
like
fucking
a
disgusting.
horror movie.
Yeah.
It just paints an
God.
interesting picture, man. You know what I'm saying? It just paints an interesting.
We'll get there. Give us some time.
You know, dude, when I saw Idiocracy, it was one of those things. Like I watched that movie, and the next day was like one of the worst days of my life. Like I could not hold things. I was stumbling over everything, tripping over stuff. So if you only watch that movie, guys, for those of you watching, only watch that movie if you've got like 2 days to do nothing, and avoid like shrooms or acid. That wouldn't be good. But
Oh. Yeah.
that can't be good. Ooh. Live stream.
That'll send you off.
Live stream, I'm thinking maybe. I don't know. We could try it. But yeah, man, YouTube's been fun. I've thought about stretching out to Twitch. And now that with mixers being down, I don't know. I kind of think I might just stick with the YouTube thing. I don't know if I want to become one of the thoughts or not. But yeah, man, it's been. I mean, what do you guys want to know? Do you guys have more questions about it?
You should talk about the board game that you're working on.
The board game. Yeah. The board game is awesome, man. So I work for a crew called Omni Lucid Media Games. We're on YouTube. Check us out. Omni Lucid Media Games. It's kind of a long name, but you just search Omni Lucid, it'll pop up. But yeah, no. So a couple buddies of mine. We'll talk about my buddy Ryan. He would always make these party games for us. Like he'd always have this party every year, and he'd like invent these games for the party. Typically a theme. Like one year we did like fantasy, and then there was actually a year that the party was skipped. So what we did is we retroactively went back and did the party for that year, but did a time travel theme.
Oh,
See what I'm saying? So it was kind of one of these cool,
I like
clever.
that.
Yeah. So we have this party every year, and he makes these games, and he says, well, you know, basically, I think he's just get tired of being in a dead end job, and he wants to express himself and be creative and do stuff, you know, and he came up with this amazing Viking-style tactic board game. And I played it once, and I was just like, I made him sit down and play it 10 times. I didn't beat him almost one time, but then he came from some. I don't know. Yeah, I will get you, Ryan. Anyway, yeah. So I made him play it 10 times, and you know, these guys saw my channel, and you know they like what I do, so they asked me to be a part of the company as the social media manager, and so I've been editing videos for them, making content, trying to push the game. I know we're looking at doing Kickstarter soon. They're also working on another game. Just so much going on with it, man. Like I just try to stay busy all the time, and my family hates it. But you know,
That's where it's at, dog.
But I mean, you guys know.
You're not doing it right unless your family hates you.
That's kind of how I look at it. I mean, successful people are constantly busy.
Yeah.
So I mean, well, you know. So I feel like if I'm not constantly busy, then I'm not being successful. And maybe that is a bad mentality to have. I don't know, but
it's all about balance, like everything else.
I'm terrible at balance, man. I asked the family, they'll tell you I'm the worst at it, man.
Sometimes work will just suck you in, and then
yeah,
you know, you tell yourself that you're doing it for them, which you are, but then also, you know, it's that balance where you don't want to like miss out on kids' lives or shit that's happening in the now.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing with YouTube. Like, you hear a lot of YouTubers say things like, you know, don't put it in front of your family, or don't, you know. But these are also guys who are established. You know what I'm saying? These are guys who could step away for a day or two and still make money and still do that thing. You know, it's like for the first time in my life, and a lot of people probably look at me silly, like, oh, he's trying to become a YouTuber. Look, I am very realistic about it. I know that I'm not going to be anything crazy big. My goal is just to get monetized, to push myself to that point and make it. And whatever happens after that, it happens. It's just for the first time in my life, I have some kind of drive and some goal. I love performing. I love being in front of the camera. I love, this group of people that I've gotten to know in my community. It's just something that I would never change ever. Like, now that it's in my life, I don't ever want it to be gone. So whether I have 500 subscribers or 150,000 subscribers, I mean, it's all going to be the same to me. I'm still going to do content. I'm still going to do me because I'm having fun doing it, you know?
It's one of those things you can't really take a long break from it.
No, man, it's like, even now, like, I'm stressing out today because I'm like, oh, I did a live stream Monday. I haven't put a video out all week because Mondays and Tuesdays are kind of, my day to really just focus on the family, which is fine. Wednesday comes, I got to edit Omni-Loose Media videos, Gots to do the Sham show on Thursday. So I'm, which is awesome. Which I've been wanting to do for a long time. And this is almost therapeutic to me. So thanks for having me on, guys.
Yeah, I gotta
glad
say
you're
a
here,
huge
man.
thank you because Jordan Ord.
That's okay.
Fuck!
People know my name. No, it's cool. Look, people know my name, Jordan. It's all good. It's all good.
Came on and helped us with audio.
And now they know where I work, damn it.
Fuck.
That's okay. I'll just dox myself. You guys can come harass me, beat me up, whatever.
Yeah,
It's
what's
cool.
your home address?
Yeah. Check the DMs later.
Came and helped us get this audio set up. Kurt and I are now editing ourselves.
Well, you guys figured it out yourself. I just came over and kind of pointed you in the right direction.
Gave us a lot of good tips.
You gave us a good breakdown.
Yeah, good breakdown in which we're technologically impaired, and so we were just struggling. Don't know how to do the first thing.
Hey,
so,
we got a couple of boomers here.
yeah, literally. And it was good to have that base of knowledge, and Ord really helped us out with that. So huge shout out to you.
Whoop whoop.
Wait, what?
You guys,
What?
you guys wouldn't be getting this excellent content without his help.
Excellent content. Who are you talking about?
But he's not going to help you out because he's friends with us
Yeah.
first.
Ugh.
Yeah.
No, man. Excuse me. It's just been a crazy journey, man. Really, the friends that I've gotten from this, I can't say enough about it, man. I mean, if you're a YouTuber out there, if somebody wants to start a YouTube channel, I encourage you to do it. I'm not one of those guys who's like, oh, I don't want more people in the pool, so I get Let's Play. No, I don't. No, man. It's about being creative. It's about pushing yourself. It's about learning more about yourself.
It's about documentation, man.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I mean, that's part of it, too. I mean, to be a part of the pop culture zeitgeist is just cool to me, man. I grew up watching X-Men, the animated series, Spider-Man, the animated series, these Batman, the animated series. I mean, these things are so prevalent. It's such a prevalent part of my life growing up that, pop culture has become popular. Nerdism has become popular. When I was a kid, it wasn't so much. You know what I mean? I remember,
Yeah.
it just wasn't.
How do you feel about that?
I credit technology, man.
Yeah, maybe the Big Bang Theory.
Access.
Maybe the Big Bang Theory. I think that was
helped.
because that was a big deal. I mean, think what you want about the film or the show. I like the show. A lot of people who are nerds and geeks, and I guess use those terms, don't like the show because it's like, oh, it's just depicting them as people who basically making fun of them. This is the way we grew up, and that we didn't like it. We weren't okay. We were picked on it. Look, man, I don't look at my childhood like that. I was beat up and picked on all over the place. But I came out from it, man. And I understand satire. I understand how comedy works. I love that show, and it got me through a lot of bad times in my life. There was a lot of depression back in the day, and that just seemed to be the one show that really pulled me out of it. But I mean, really, that show was so big, and it really pushed that pop culture to the forefront. Because
that's my favorite thing to see happen, whether it be in music or film, anything, man, where something is just so good that it didn't set out to be, say, pop. I guess maybe I'm thinking more musically, but then it just gets adopted into pop culture.
Yeah, you look at, at
least popularity.
Well, the music you're talking about, and YouTube and all that stuff. I mean, how many great rappers have we got now from YouTube? I mean, there's some really good guys out there, man. I was never a person who really liked rap until YouTube came around. I was like, wow, these guys are creating really unique stuff, different
I've been getting
stuff.
into a ton of it lately.
Yeah, so it's one of those things that we now have the ability to express yourself more than ever, in different and creative ways. I mean, I talk about pop culture and I fight against the woke SJW movement on my Ords Bored channel, but then I do educational stuff on the Puppet channel, where I'm talking about earth science and history and things like that. And then on the Drunk 3PO channel, we're talking about Star Wars, or we're talking about comic books or something. And it's just, I just love being a part of the
community,
the pop culture, the whole thing. I mean, I love collecting. I love comic books. I don't ever want to fucking grow up, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck that
You
shit.
don't have
Fuck
to.
that shit, man.
Fuck
You
that
like what
shit,
you
man.
like, you know?
You know, I want to be Ords, the friendly neighborhood stoner. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's what I want to be. I want to be a guy who brings people together. Like, my channel is a place where people can come, relax, chill out, talk shit. It's just like I've always felt like my home. Look, don't bring drama to my home. If you got drama and you want to come talk about it, I'll give you all the advice you want. But you bring that shit to my house, you ain't welcome no more. That's how it is with my channel. My channel is a place for people to come to feel secure and good and enjoy pop culture. And, hell, you don't like the Muppets? Cool. That's fine. I do. That's fine too. You don't like X-Men? That's cool. That's fine. I like it. That's fine. But if you like what I'm doing, hopefully you hang out.
Do you feel with
Kurt
all...
left us.
There you go. Do you feel like with all the superhero movies recently that like a lot of the original intention was lost and that they're doing it a disservice, or do you feel like they've done a good job, represented the comics well, now that it's mainstream?
I feel like with this, like kind of what I was saying before, this whole woke culture, this cancel culture stuff, I feel like Marvel came out relatively unscathed with those movies. You just never know who's trying to throw their agenda on things nowadays. You know what I mean? And Hollywood's run out of ideas, which is why you see all these recreations. Like, hell, before we even started, which I'll probably do a video on later, is they're talking about a Peaches, Rockford Peaches. Shout out to Rockford Peaches. Which I love the original movie, League of Their Own, but the League of Their Own TV series. Why do we need that? Why? Just for the sake of women? Like, why would you waste your time and energy for something that's not going to sell?
I feel like the story's already been told.
Exactly. What other story is there to tell?
I mean, you're just making shit up.
Yeah.
Like,
you're going to tell me about the in-between? We had a montage for that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It's things like that. Like, it doesn't make me excited for that, And then they're often gender bending or changing, the characters to where they don't even represent the original character. So how I feel about it is there's been some good stuff. Like if you look at what was that, the Joker movie? Have you seen that, by the way?
No.
Joaquin Phoenix Joker.
No, I have not. I've been wanting to watch that. Yeah, it's on my list
tonight.
Yeah,
I'm serious.
Yeah,
like tonight.
I heard some mixed reviews, but I think I would like it.
Oh, I don't know who you heard mixed reviews from. Look at the numbers, bro.
Yeah.
Look, that movie was top selling movie without a China release. And China is like one of the biggest markets now, for consumption of movies. But they're so uptight there, like you can't go see a movie about a crazy white guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like hell, they took Finn, the black guy in Star Wars, off the poster.
Yeah.
And America's racist.
Yeah.
Anyway, I digress. So. It just goes to show you, and the whole SJW, they hated that. They hated that movie because it was a white guy who had gone crazy. White guy who, for lack of a better term, white guy who gone crackers. See what I did there?
Crackers.
Yeah. Oh, wait, that was racist. I'm sorry. But I'm okay to say it, though, right? I can say that?
Yeah. You can say cracker.
Okay, cool.
I don't know what I could say anymore.
I like oyster crackers, like in chili.
Yeah.
That's good.
I like club crackers.
I don't even know what the hell that is.
Those square ones.
Oh, that's the fancy stuff. I don't do the fancy stuff. Nah. I'm like, even the generic Ritz. The Bits. That's what it said. They're named Bits.
Yeah.
But they got the same color scheme. No, but what was the original question?
Just if you feel like they've...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's been some good stuff. I can't complain too much. I mean, I thought Venom was good. And we've got good stuff within this era of woke culture. We've got good stuff. Like you look at the TV show The Boys. I don't know if you guys have caught that yet. That's a really good one. Preacher was a good one, I think. I mean, there's been good stuff. I got no complaints.
Who's the best Joker?
Who's the best Joker? Oh, that's tough. A lot of people say Jack Nicholson, but honestly, I'm not a big fan. I mean, I love that old Batman movie, but not really big on the Jack Nicholson Joker. I would like to take the Jack Nicholson Joker and have a mix of the Heath Ledger and Joaquin Phoenix Joker. Like, just take those three and make them into one.
Yeah.
And that would be my ideal Joker. But if I had to pick, absolutely had to pick, would probably be Heath Ledger's Joker.
Yeah.
with Joaquin very close behind it. Because here's the thing, you guys got to see the movie, but it's a character study. It's a movie about one man's descent into madness wrapped around in a DC covering. You know,
Do you feel like sometimes they get like too into character where it kind of fucks with their head afterwards? Like Heath Ledger's an obvious example, but even Joaquin, he seemed to spiral a little bit.
that motherfucker was crazy from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? That motherfucker was nuts from the beginning of the thing. You know what I'm saying?
It wasn't the role that did it.
No. So I feel like he was fine.
That's probably why it came out so good.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what it is, man. I mean, I think that he's just a great actor. I don't give a shit what his political views are. Dance for me.
Yeah.
Entertain me.
Yeah.
And he's damn good. But yeah, I mean, I think with Heath Ledger, I think that was a drug thing, you know. So I mean, you could, I guess, in a sense, contribute it to the role. But
I feel like it's got to have some mental toll because they spend like months and months, you know, developing that role and probably acting that way.
I mean, there's I forget the term for it, but there are people who don't leave character. I mean, that's just who they are when they're filming.
Daniel Day-Lewis type shit.
Yeah. I forget the term for it. I'm drawing a blank right now. Could be the whole stoner thing, but yeah, man, they've done some good stuff, I think, in the whole like superhero genre thing over the years. But there's been a lot of garbage too. So,
do you have any controversial?
Worst superhero movie and go.
Yeah.
Worst superhero movie? Oh shit!
I know this.
Do you know it?
There's a right answer.
I got a pretty right
There
answer.
is. Now I'm curious. What is your answer? Now I'm curious.
No.
Green Lantern. That is pretty bad, but I don't think that's the worst.
Yeah, I haven't watched probably even half of them.
That's such a loaded question, man. I don't know if I can answer that.
Pick one to throw under the bus.
Pick one to throw under the bus. All right, X-Men Origins Wolverine. Probably the worst superhero movie of all time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I watched that.
You don't want to. It's terrible.
Now I want to.
Maybe you should then.
Yeah.
So I don't really. I'm sure some of your audience has seen it. But it was basically like they had Ryan Reynolds play Deadpool, which he does in the Deadpool now. But back then, the way they portrayed the character was just terrible. It was just awful. And like, if you watch the latest Deadpool movies, they actually make fun of that, where he's holding the action figure.
Yeah, I remember reading about that or something.
And then, have you seen Deadpool 2?
Yeah.
The end credit scene where he's going around murking everybody.
Yeah.
And he shows up to that scene with Hugh Jackman. That's a reference to that movie. So maybe you should watch that movie and then go back and watch Deadpool 2.
It was Ryan Reynolds who did Green Lantern too, right?
Correct. Yeah.
So
they were actually talking about bringing him back as Green Lantern, but doing it right.
So he makes both of our lists. Damn.
Yeah. Oh, Ryan Reynolds is amazing. I love Ryan Reynolds.
He is. But I just remember we watched Green Lantern in theaters and it was just horrendous. It was bad.
It was like
not a fan. The editing was really bad.
Oh yeah,
especially
the digital super suit. Get out of here, that crap, man.
Wasn't the Green Lantern supposed to be a black guy?
There's multiple Green Lanterns. There's multiple Green Lanterns. There's a Hal Jordan, and I forget the other guy's name, but no, there's multiple Green Lanterns. So how the lantern rings work is there's different colors, green, orange, and each color represents a different, whether it be emotion or personal characteristic. Well, when the wearer of the ring dies or gets rid of the ring, I think gets rid of the ring. Don't quote me on this. I'm sure the audience is going to roast me for this. But the ring will then find another host. There's actually an interesting, in the comic book, there was a cat, Dexstar is what his name is, Dexstar. He was owned by a woman who died. Then they took her body away. They left the cat there all alone. And the cat was so angry and upset that a red ring of power ended up going to this cat. And this cat became Dexstar. And he was part of the Red Lantern Corps.
How good is your obviously pretty good, but how good is your comic knowledge? Like if we pulled up a quiz, would you nail it?
I don't know, probably not. I mean, it's funny because like sometimes I question my nerdness, where I'm like, do I know enough about comics to call myself a nerd, or do I know enough about movies, or do I know enough about just pop culture in general? And yeah, I would say I would know quite a bit, but
There's always more to know.
Yeah, I mean, there are people out there who know way more than me. The original stuff, and like it's like I still collect comic books. I just don't read them as often as I used to. So I guess it's more of a collecting thing nowadays because I'm so busy with everything else that I really don't have time to sit and read comic books. Which is why I think digital comic books would work well for me. But I just love collecting. But I could get by on a generic quiz. I think I could handle it pretty well.
What's your expertise then? Like comics, movies. Like what do you know best?
Being me, man.
Yeah,
being me, bro.
Man.
Yeah, see, Kirk gets it. No, I would have to say just pop culture in general. I guess movies, TV, a little bit of everything. Probably comic books. Honestly, would probably be my biggest suit. I mean. There's a lot of people who know actors, names of actors, old actors, actresses, things like that I'm not really up on. But probably more of my comic book movie knowledge. Movies for sure. Yeah, we'll say movies. We'll say movies is my biggest fucking.
Okay.
Sorry, I had to think about it, man. I had to think about it. Don't laugh at me,
fair.
Kurt.
Hey.
But yeah, movies.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't mean to like. Is it this? No, it's this. No, it's this. Thinking out loud.
Yeah,
you know how
yeah,
it goes. You know how it goes.
Thinking
What's
out
your?
loud.
If you had to pick like a favorite movie, what's your favorite movie?
So I'm not a big movie guy, but my favorite movie is definitely Pulp Fiction.
That's a good one. Royale with cheese.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good one, man. That's a good choice.
I just like the dialogue of it.
You watch?
It's crazy, you know.
Gosh, what was that? Boondock Saints.
I haven't seen that one.
Man,
It's a good
dude,
one.
if you love Pulp Fiction, you will love Boondock Saints. Have you seen it?
Mm-hmm.
I'll say you're Italian.
Yeah, of course. I've watched all the gangster movies.
It's like you're Italian, so I assume you've seen every gang-related movie out there.
And I pretty much have. Yeah.
He's like, and this one
that's
was about my
Marco's
cousin,
suit.
and this one was about my uncle.
Come to me and date my daughter. Yeah.
How dare you? You come to me, I come to you now.
Date my daughter is to be married. I also watched all the Rocky movies, of course.
Rocky
You
movie.
know.
Is that like an Italian thing?
Yeah, I think
Is
so. Yeah, the Italian
cool.
stallion, you know.
Oh, yeah, this makes sense. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's cool. I like the Rocky movies, man.
Adrian, we did it.
That's what I'm talking about, man. I might need you to do some voice work on my channel.
Yeah.
You
yeah.
cool?
I could do a Stallone.
I can't.
It's so good inside of my mouth.
Ooh.
Your favorite movie, man? If you had to pick.
Pulp Fiction's up there for sure. Any Tarantino, pretty much.
Any Tarantino?
Yeah, I haven't seen Jackie Brown, but like any like Django and Glorious Bastard,
Kill Bill.
Kill Bill.
Right
Yeah.
on. He was in. He made a cameo in a Muppet flick once. I forget which one it was. Might have been Muppets from Space. I could be wrong. I think he made an appearance. Yeah, it was interesting. I love the Muppets, but anyway.
Yeah.
So
I think Tarantino's on the pedophile list.
Oh, is he? Is
Pretty
he on
sure.
the pedo? I think isn't everybody in Hollywood on the pedo list now?
Yeah, I'd say so.
That's pretty much how that works now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fucking crazy bag of nuts, huh?
Yeah, it's a conflicting thing because like of course none of us support pedophilia, but like
of
are we
course.
gonna stop watching any of these movies or listening to this music? I'm still gonna watch Tom Hanks, right?
Yeah, or would
Yeah.
you just be part of cancel culture if you did?
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like that's the thing, man. Like it's a weird space to be. Like, do I support this person because they did X in the past? Like, we'll look at Bill Cosby. Do I never watch the Bill Cosby show ever again because Bill Cosby's disgusting?
Right.
Part
of me is like vote with your views and your money, you know, so don't give them that. But then it's like it's all part of our history and media and culture.
Yeah, it's a weird place to be, man. I would definitely not want it to be gone. And, you know, if I want if it's an option to watch it, I want that option. You see what I'm saying? Like I won't necessarily watch it.
Yeah.
But if somebody else wants to watch it, I feel like that option should be there. I mean, you don't want it to be like a modern day book burning, which it pretty much already is.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I mean, you want that stuff to exist. I mean, that just because of what he did doesn't mean there isn't value. And you know,
you have to be able to absorb greatness in the face of horrendous acts as well.
Yeah, and he
for a
was
fair
also portraying a different
evaluation.
character. He wasn't portraying himself. You know what I mean? So I'd be a hypocrite if I said I don't want your politics in there. Just perform. And then if I was like, well, I'm not gonna watch you because you did this. At least to me, I would be a hypocrite because if I'm gonna say just perform and entertain me, and I don't care about your political views, then I have to. Well, I don't care about your life choices as long as you perform.
Yeah, still value the art.
Which which I do care. Obviously, we're not into the pedo thing. No, thank you.
Yeah.
But I don't think we should have to get rid of all of the stuff that was recorded in the past just because of one person.
Maybe don't support them in like future art endeavors. So like, I'm not gonna,
Yeah.
if Tom Hanks is a known pedophile, it's proven, then maybe don't support him to continue getting paid for it.
Right,
future
yeah.
endeavors.
Yeah, it's the 21st century. If you want to get at their work, just exploit it. Find it illegally. Don't pay the dude to.
You got to
get the
be
value out
conscious
of it.
about it. Just be conscious about the decisions you make, Like
Constantly.
what if I buy this or watch this, what is it going to what effect is it going to have? What is it going to do?
Maybe we should only pirate pedo movies.
There you go.
That's kind of more what
Only
I'm
pirate
saying.
them. Sail the high seas, my friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like, I probably wouldn't spend any money on new, like reproduced products of that. I could always go to a resale shop if I really wanted something. Like I don't know, first season of MASH or something. I don't have to go buy it brand new. I can always go find it used somewhere. Which then would be getting what you want and not really supporting. You're supporting a local business at that point and not, the pedo involved in the situation.
I will also say that like Ghislaine Maxwell, she's like our main source right now for like confirming or denying pedos, but she's a confirmed pedo. So like it's questionable anything that comes out of her mouth unless it's like an actual video or like something that's well documented, like can't disprove it. She's an odd witness, you know.
That's the thing, man. Evidence. That's what it comes down to, man.
Literally videos, as fucked up as that is, but
I mean, there is evidence out there, yeah.
Yeah, if she can like provide the actual videos, but as far as actually taking her word for it, she doesn't seem like the most reliable source.
Yeah, that's not something. I mean, here's the thing, man. Question everything and think for yourself. Look at evidence before you open your mouth. Look at listen to everybody talk before you formulate an opinion. The only way you're ever gonna know is through facts, and you shouldn't make assumptions, man. It's never good for anybody, and that's how cancel culture develops. Is just making assumptions. Oh, you're this, that, or the other. We should cancel you. Well, really, I just donated to X charity, which is contradicting everything you're saying.
It's weird because if this blows over and nothing's actually done about it, like no one's held accountable, then we just accept pedophilia and move on. And
I think a lot of people are they're trying to normalize it.
Yeah, and I think that unless like these people are legitimately held accountable and like they either get hung or go to jail, that's exactly what it's doing. It will be normalized because they just got away with it.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen videos, on the internet and stuff like that of some really questionable stuff that would look maybe light and fun, to maybe kids or whatever. But as an adult seeing it makes me feel uncomfortable for sure.
Like those weird Spider-Man ones.
I didn't see that. It was
That was fucked up shit, dude.
I haven't seen that, but there was this weird video of this guy and this little girl. It was. I don't even want to go into details about it because it's total cringe. But man.
Are you talking in terms of like idolizing children type material?
No, this was just like some weird back and forth between this little girl and this older guy and
Pedophile vibes.
Yeah, there was definitely some weird
like pro creep factor almost, or like they're
both
selling
people in this
it.
video looked a little too comfortable as to what was going on that shouldn't have been going on. And like I said, I don't want to get into too many details with it just because it makes my skin crawl. Having a kid of my own, like if there's one reason I go to prison, that'll be it, for hurting somebody who.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Don't ever let me find out if that's what you've done. If something that you've done is that, because I don't give a shit, man. I'll want to enact my own justice. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that's obviously not the way to do it too, but
A weird one for me. Kurt was watching TV one time, and it was like the ambulance chasing lawyers that came on, and it was like, if you have been personally victimized by the Catholic Church institution,
Yeah.
So class action lawsuit.
yeah, class action lawsuit, and that was weird because it was like, so we're just gonna pay him off and that's it, like now that it's just more exploitation, more making money. Like
I've seen one for the Boy Scouts too.
Yeah, the Boy Scouts, another one. Like, yeah, these victimized kids should get some kind of settlement, but it just seems like a payoff to where it's like, well, we'll just cut them a fat check, a chunk of money, and keep going. It's not like the problem's solved.
That seems to be the way throughout history. I mean, unfortunately, money makes the world go round. And I mean, I agree with you, man. We shouldn't just let that stuff happen. People need to be held accountable. How do you do it? I mean, other than and that's the thing. I mean, from what I read, and I mean, I don't know how true all of it is, but it seems like the Catholic Church was hiding priests, moving them around to different countries.
Yeah, it was all
stuff.
known. They knew about it. Yeah.
Yeah. So
and it's an institutionalized pedophilia. Like, it's a system. It's not just one person.
Right. I think how you fix that is just let your priest have sex with women, man. Like, don't
For real.
don't tell them that like it's a sin. I mean, it's a natural thing that people do, man. It's in your blood, and maybe that's part of it. Maybe I mean, I don't know. I can't pretend to know a lot of these priests and what their mind is going through because I don't think like that,
I was in church for a wedding the other day, and I was like just staring at the priest, just thinking like, as far as I know, they're not even allowed to jerk off, right? They're not allowed to have sex or masturbate or anything like that.
Right.
Can you imagine living your entire life and just never coming?
Bro, when
once?
I went to church when I was younger, right? And they would preach this to us, like, masturbation is a sin. I went 3 months. 3 months without whacking the old willy. All right? Never again in my life.
Roughest 3 months.
Look, I'll tell you this. Look, there's a funny joke I heard years ago, so I'm going to tell you here now because I think like it's good advice. So maybe not advice, more of a statement. But once you begin to have sex on a regular basis, masturbation becomes a hobby. Okay? So when you're not with somebody and you're not getting it, it becomes a necessity.
Yeah.
You're still going to do it, man.
Yeah.
Right? Look, if it's that big of a sin, I'll deal with it when the old guy, Jesus, and I meet when this is all done. We'll deal with it at that point in time.
Cut me a break, man.
I mean,
There's people fucking children down there. Come on, I was just
yeah,
jerking.
man. All I did was jerk off to some porno flick. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Nah, but
That just it hit me weird though, just thinking about like the priests that aren't allowed to have sex and then like not even jerk off, and then you wonder why they have these perverse ideas. Like, imagine how overstimulated they are. Not saying like, of course, not justifying them doing anything with kids, but like all that pent up
Sexual tension.
all that blue balls.
Yeah, dude, for their entire lives. Like, I can't even imagine what the fuck.
Yeah, and I mean, and obviously we're not advocating that by any means. I mean, but what we're saying is like there's a way to fix it.
Yeah, let them have sex with women, adults.
Yeah, I mean,
or jerk off at least.
I mean, here's the thing. I grew up religious, and I think a lot of people that know
Thou
me,
may masturbate 1 time per moon.
Everybody loud. There's a 2-hour window on a full moon.
God's not looking for those 20 minutes.
The moon blinds God for a few seconds, and I only have a short window to get my rocks off.
No peeking.
I want to start a company, Pocket Pussies for Priests.
Yes. They even got the little white collar on them and everything, right? Yeah. That's cool. I think that's the packaging, right?
Yeah.
It comes with a robe and a black
I bet,
shirt.
you know what I bet happens? I bet the priests just lucid dream.
Lucid dream.
Hear me out, because if they're never waking it, they're probably just like when it's in their sleep or they're excused, can't
I don't
control
know.
it.
I have a hard time believing that these dudes go years and years and years without at least firing some knuckle children off.
You know
what I'm saying?
I think that's the rule.
That's
like,
incredible.
I don't know that they follow through, but I think that like that's what they're taught.
Oh, sure.
They're expected not to.
Somebody ask Google if you could jerk off if you're a priest.
I don't think you're supposed to.
Yeah.
I mean, impure thoughts, bro. I mean,
Pure
have
thoughts.
you ever like just like straight jerked it without thinking about anything? I mean, let's be honest here.
Yeah.
That is the most painful jerk session you've ever had.
Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
the most boring, vapid, like
Yeah, you're
empty
basically
space.
just doing
Yeah.
you're just doing drugs at that point, you know.
Not even. It's like doing drugs without the high. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Saying?
but
Like-
your
Doesn't even feel
nut
good when
is
you
your
climax.
high.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
You just
You
got
gotta
a mess to clean up.
You
Right.
feel something, but
you gotta
it's not
engage the
good.
olfactory senses. You know.
Yeah,
That moment when you were with Sarah or whatever her name was.
it's all about the
Yeah.
power of the imagination.
Imagination.
I have a really vivid imagination.
You got to put a graphic up. Imagination. There, that'll give you some editing practice.
Yeah. Boop, 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 boop. I'm gonna fuck that up.
You got it. But yeah, man, I know that that's been on the news lately with all that stuff going on. I haven't really looked much into it, man, but I
It's too
know
depressing, man. I don't want to look into
sex
it.
trafficking is a big deal these days.
Mhm.
It's crazy to think with all the cell phones and maybe we just didn't hear about it before because we didn't have the internet. And when I was a kid, we used to run around the neighborhood left and right. I mean, we were so bad, nobody wanted us. Like, nobody was coming to kidnap us because we were a bunch of badass little kids. Throwing, like, snowballs at cars and shit. Like,
Yeah.
ice balls.
Yeah.
I mean,
They would have immediately returned you if they snagged you up.
oh, God. They would have been like, hey, no, thank you.
Take this kid back.
And they would have gave my parents money. Like, here's the kids and this money. Please take these children back.
Yeah.
And then my parents were like, no, you buy the ticket, you take the ride. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So man, but it's different, Like, there's a reason why I moved out to the country, so my kids could play outside like I did and not have to worry about it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, you got to get away from.
you can't. Yeah,
You can't trust your neighbors.
Hell, man, like your wife and your daughter can't even go to the Kohl's without keeping an eye over their shoulder anymore.
Mhm.
So, it's nuts, dude.
Yeah, I
Crazy
think
world we
a
live
lot more women need guns, man.
Guns? Yeah, I feel like I mean, if you want to get
More
into that
more
conversation,
more personal protection.
Yeah.
Like I know that if I was a woman and subject to that type of, I mean, women get way more unwarranted attention than men do. Just point blank as a generalization. Unless you're really ugly, sorry.
yeah, no, I
Not
think
sorry.
you're right about that. I mean,
And they're subjects of much more aggression from men and so on and so forth, and it's pretty unrealistic to expect to live your entire life without at least having some type of potential situation that like plan for the worst.
yeah,
And it's a lot more likely to happen. I'm not saying you shouldn't if you're a man too, but like especially from the female perspective.
yeah, they see, and not that women can't defend themselves because there are plenty of women out there who totally can.
Right.
But I feel like they're the most vulnerable, especially
They're
with the
just
kids
the most
involved.
common, like more of a target.
Yeah. Like nobody's trying to kidnap me to sex traffic me.
Right.
like-
Exactly.
I would.
Yeah.
but
Like-
most are not. Yeah.
oh,
You're a niche product,
I'm cool with
That's
that.
what everybody wants. Everybody wants that fucking pussy, dog.
yeah.
That's like the world's most hottest trading commodity.
Yeah. It's I don't really know much about it. I just know that it exists and it's like
The pedophilia shit kind of excludes that.
yeah.
That's something else.
Yeah.
That's deeper, darker.
It's all fucking. I mean, it's all deep and dark and shit. It's to even think that something like that exists is just what the fuck, man.
Yeah. And then there's like the conspiracy theorists who've been saying it for years, who are now like the Catholic Church one was a conspiracy theory, and then it's all proven.
Well, hell, they've had jokes about that since I was a kid,
Yeah.
And then there's the whole Boy Scouts thing too, which that was going on there.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just, like back with the guns thing. We got to start, people who are going to be around kids, people who are going to be, we have to mentally test these people and make sure that they are okay to be around people. You know what I mean? Like they're okay to be around kids and stuff. So this is a fucking crazy world we live in, man.
Yeah. That's why we have need for, movies, music, entertainment, like you were saying, just to get away from it.
The
Distractions.
escape, yeah, man. That's the thing. If you keep your mind full of this stuff all day long, like you'll go crazy.
It corrupts you, dog.
You go crazy. You'll lose your goddamn mind. So yeah,
It causes so much cognitive dissonance for people where there's just that gray area where you feel like you're doing the right thing and you're questioning yourself so much that you start being productive.
Right.
Like it's gonna fucking change you, dog. You can't absorb that
Right.
constantly and place that in like the center working part of your brain or what you're thinking about.
Right. It goes right back to that thing I was saying yesterday about the gas station earlier. The guy, is it because he's Mexican? Is it because he's black? Is it because he's white? No, it's
No
because he's
way.
a fucking asshole.
Mm-hmm.
That's just what it comes down to, man. And I don't know what the answer is, man. I wish I did. I wish I had the fucking answer, dude.
The answer is control the things that you can.
Yeah. Plan for the worst, or hope for the best. Plan for the worst, sort of thing.
Start small, like what we're doing. Hopefully, spread some knowledge if we can. Spread some joy.
Yeah.
It really is a big.
Yeah, don't forget to live.
Yeah.
Yeah, that you're right. You're right. I think a lot of people forget that, like, hey, we're fucking temporary here, man. We're only gonna be here so long, and the older you get, time goes faster, man. Holy shit, does time speed up?
Yep.
And I was actually thinking about that today. I'm like, I see, I'm 39, and so in 50 years, I'm gonna be 80. Like, I know I'm not gonna make it to 84, but but that's still a long time. But then I'm like, but that's only 5 decades. It's only 5-10 year cycle.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yep.
A few dozen trips around a fucking star.
Yep.
That's it. That's all you get. You go. And people want to spend it hurting each other, killing each other. It's like, is it really that worth it to have temporary gratification and take somebody's life or destroy somebody's life or take away the shit that they worked their ass off for? Is it really worth it in the grand scheme of things? The size of this planet compared to the entire universe. Is it really worth it? I mean, what are you trying to achieve? Like, you're never going to achieve being rich by sex trafficking people. You'll always have a boss. You'll always have somebody telling you what to do. You'll always be working for somebody. I mean, because I would imagine there's not one guy sex trafficking 20 people. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's probably a group of them. It's organized. It's got to be.
Yeah.
So,
I'd say Epstein did pretty well for himself.
yeah. Well, I think he was rich first and then got into it. I mean,
Probably.
that's the thing.
Yeah, I'd never say never, but I get what you're saying. Like you can't expect to live a dirty life like that and it not catch up to you.
Oh, absolutely. That's right, man.
And that's an important one to keep in mind. You got to stay ethical out there, or you'll get swept right under the rug at some point.
Yeah, and I think that's the toughest.
People yap too much.
Yeah, and that's the toughest part. Is like how to do all of that and navigate this world and stay true to yourself. You just gotta not give a fuck what people think. Like, I'm sure some
at
people
a certain point.
There's gonna be a lot of people who don't like what I said in this podcast. I don't give a shit. You don't have to like what I have to say. Hell, you don't even have to like my channel. You don't have to like any of this shit. That's fine. But I'm gonna say what I gotta say, man. If you don't agree with me, that's on you. You want to send me hate? Yeah. You want to send me hate? Then send me hate. I don't have time in my life for that shit, man. My life is so short. I got goals I want to accomplish. There are things I want to do. And I'm not going to let other people stand in my way to do that. I'm here to stay, baby. I ain't going nowhere. Boo. So, y'all know where to find me. Y'all know where I work.
That seems like a good concluding note.
Sure. Thank you for having me. This is fucking awesome, man. That was kind of a sporadic conversation, but I think it went in some really cool places.
Yeah.
When are you guys gonna?
Dope.
Yeah, when are you guys gonna be on my show?
Shit. You want to go right now?
Oh no, I want to promote that shit, man. We're gonna do a straight on live stream.
Anytime, yeah. Anytime you want us on, give us a little heads up. We'll be on. That sounds fun.
Hell yeah, dude.
Hell yeah, man. Well, I appreciate it, guys, man. And yeah, go check out my channel on YouTube, youtube.com/Ords Bored, where I'm doing pop culture, news, gaming streams. It's a lot of fun. Come hang out. I got a great community. We're going to get you guys plugged into this community.
Ords on the up and
Plugged.
Yeah.
Ords on the up and up.
Help me try to monetize my channel and make a poor Ord's dream come true, please. And guys, make sure you subscribe to the Sham Show, man. These guys are making a difference. They're talking about some real world shit. And they fucking Kurt's. Oh, you can't show that nip on YouTube, by the way.
Really?
They'll strike that shit down like a motherfucker.
What?
Oh yeah.
I can't do this.
Fuck it, throw it up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck it, we'll do it.
Blow it up.
Fuck YouTube, right? But yeah, man, no, just check out the Sham Show, man. These guys start with some real world shit, man. So, and I feel like a lot of people are scared to have these conversations. Like I'm even a little nervous to have these conversations, but like I said, man, like you got to be honest with yourself and with other people, and come check out my channel, man. It's a lot of fun.
Ords Bored.
Yeah, check out Omni Lucid Media Games. If you guys like board games, if you guys like Vikings, man, come hang out. We're always over there. We're doing live streams there. But mostly subscribe to the Sham Show. Just subscribe, like the little red button down there. Like you see it? Yeah, that one. Yeah, that one. Click that button and enjoy.
Thanks, brother.
I like the little audio there. I like the little sound effect. Click, click. Thanks, guys. This is a blast, man.
Beautiful.
I appreciate
Hell
it.
yeah, dude.
Appreciate it.
I bet you came out mighty wispy.
Fuck the Sham Show.
The Sham Show.
Welcome to the Sham Show.